Okay, viewers, my name is Titus Isiko, and I'm working with Micro Business Mentors Uganda. My task is to identify women, children of grace guardians that are helping to take care of the orphans that they're taking to school, to have income-generating activities that they actually can do to be able meet their basic needs and be able also to provide food for the children, so like they don't go to school hungry, and of course like other stuff. Now, when we finish assessments, we do get the guardians who probably qualify for our loans for a 5-day workshop. During this time, we are training them into basics of business management skills, because then probably they are the pillars to which their success, future success in business, in their individual businesses depend on. Therefore, normally for any other workshop, of course, like in relation to business management, the first module, in my understanding, would be trying to define what a business is like, but from the perception of the participants, not from the perception of you, the person who is actually training, because literally there are going to be different meanings, but like you have to take that. That comes from the participants. But again, you have to stress the fact that a business has to be related to something that makes a profit at the end of the day, because that is exactly what you need them to do. They will mention to you several answers, but as long as in their answers there is a word profit, you can actually zero on that to kind of replenish it, and they'll tell them the right definition for a business. Then we need the participants to know, why do businesses fail? Why do businesses fail? And then, what are the causes for business success? They will give you, several answers, but then you have to write them on the flip chart, such that, like during the workshop, they actually can always have a point of reflection. They can go back and see these are, the causes for success, these are the causes for failure. Yeah, so like every day at least they need to know that. However, all these things have to be taught in the language they actually understand best. So that means if, let's say, you're in the Philippines, then you have to speak that local language that people really do understand, just like the way I do here. I don't conduct my workshops in English. Basically, sometimes it's Luganda and Lusoga and a mixture of other languages. Now, after the participants knowing what the causes for success and failure are, then they will need to give a projection of course, like they know the definition of a business at this time, at this moment, we are assuming. Then they need to give a reflection of how their businesses will be in the future. How will my business be? Because I'm going to start it. I now know the causes for success and the causes for failure. But then how do I want it to be? Of course, like the emphasis will be on success other than failure. And then, now that you actually have established answers to the questions of how you want your business to be in the future, then you ask yourself, or they ask themselves, how will I sell my product? Or what will my product be? And then, my product or service. Yeah. And then, just by getting to that, you need participants to ask themselves, because essentially they are also the idea is they are going to run their individual businesses. And they are giving a reflection of how they want their businesses to be in the future. Now, of course, business entails buying and selling. Now, they are going to buy something from somebody with an intention of selling at a profit. Now, they need to ask themselves, what do I buy? What do I buy for my business? Of course, it has to be that something that meets the needs of the customers. And then, who do I buy it from? They need to know, who do they buy this product from? And then, why do I buy it from? Because if you got to buy something from somebody, you probably have reasons as to why you end up to that specific person. Because assuming someone is selling tomatoes, there are several other people that are selling tomatoes. But why do you go and choose to only buy from that one person? And then, what would cause me to buy it elsewhere? You know, why? I mean, honestly, what will cause me to go and buy tomatoes from somebody else? You may need to ask. They may need to ask such questions to themselves. And then, after knowing, of course, they know now. Probably we are assuming that they know what their businesses will be like in the future. Then they also have to ask themselves, you know, they have to put themselves in the position of their customers. Why does my customer come and buy from me? And what would be the cause for my customer to go and buy from somebody else other than me, you know? And then, of course, like, you know, of course, like, people always want to go and buy something that is better, something that actually suits their needs. Therefore, it's important to know from the perspective of the customer, what if your definition of the word better or best in relation to the product that you want to buy. If you want to buy tomatoes, you probably know you have the word, you want good quality tomatoes. But quality is relative. Your quality as the person that is running the business may not be the real definition of the quality from the customer. So then you have to do it from the perspective of the customer of what exactly quality means to them. That's why they'll kind of keep on coming to your business to buy your products or services. And then, actually, this exercise now, this is kind of a homework. They need to take it back home and bring it the following day, because like you will have a recap of the previous day. So some of the things you have to address them and see what each one of them wrote, or if they did consult anybody. Because the thing is, this is an activity. They actually have to go to the field and find information in relation to the questions asked. Now, the first question, of course, will be, who do you know has a successful business from your community, where you come from? Of course, there are many people running businesses in your respective communities, but do you know anybody? And then, why is that business successful? You need to ask that question, or you even need to interview this person that actually has a successful business. Why is that business successful? Ask them, was it their first idea or their second idea or third? Because you need to know. Then, do you know anybody who failed in a business? Why did they fail in that business? Ask them. They need to give you answers, because these answers during the workshop will actually help us to help somebody else, and actually also help you have a successful business. And then, if there are those that actually have had businesses that have not been successful, are there any lessons that they have actually learned? Then how can we use those lessons to avoid failure in our business? So basically, this now wraps up the first module, which actually is defining a business. Thank you.